It's your girl, Mikkel Rose, and welcome to another amazing episode of Iconix Radio. Today, we have an amazing, awesome, influential gentleman in the building today, guys. Give it up for Mr. Keith Henry in the building, y'all. Yes. Yeah. Calm down, y'all. Calm down. All the kids going crazy. Yay! Keith! How you feeling today?
I feel real good. I feel good.
Oh my God.
I feel strong too.
Yeah, oh man, thank you for that. Thank you for saying that. You feel strong. That's heavy. Oh, yeah. That's heavy on the S, okay? Right. All right. So, you woke up this morning. Mm-hmm. You got yourself together. You got ready for this interview. You seem like a very deep young man, and you're serious about your mission.
Oh yeah.
So you wake up this morning. Did you get any phone calls, any text messages from the kids?
Now, matter of fact, to be honest, I just left with them. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
And it's crazy how my day started because you mentioned it. You know, I woke up this morning with a flat tire.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then after, when I realized I had a flat tire, I tried to start my car, my battery went dead.
Uh-huh.
You know? So that's how my day started.
Okay.
It started out trying to deter me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And when those types of things happen, I know it's for a reason. You know what I mean? I know it's something special coming because honestly, I thought the interview was tomorrow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's why you text me.
That's why I text you. You know what I mean?
I love it.
Yeah, I thought the interview was tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because I was going to get ready in the morning tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I woke up this morning, I seen the 24th on my phone, and I was like, wait a minute. Today
is the 24th.
Exactly. You know, and so I said, okay, well, cool. So fine. Once I confirmed that with you, I said, okay, well, let me go ahead and get out and get ready.
Yeah.
So I go downstairs to the car, and I got a flat tire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then I said, okay, cool. I'm not going to let nothing discourage me.
Come on. We know them days. Don't y'all act like you don't know.
Right. So I tried to start the car, but the battery wouldn't start. You know what I mean? But what I got out of that was how was I going to react to it?
Wow.
You know what I mean? Was I going to let it, slow me down or throw me off or frustrate me because I know I had to go deal with my kids today.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to even think about it. You know what I mean? What it is. We're going to get it going and we gone. You know what I mean? And that's what make me feel strong because it's like I used to would have canceled everything. Like I told you, at one point in time, I canceled the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So
and it get like that sometimes.
Yeah. But see, this was kind of stuff was happening to me at first. It was so many little irritating things on top of the business, on top of the kids.
Right.
See, that's the type of stuff people don't see.
Right.
Right.
When
you've already got a million things on your mind.
Right.
And then, this happened. You know what I mean? So
one thing that I love about you is you're a very vulnerable, honest person. Oh, yeah. Like that's kind of hard to find these days, right. And especially when you're dealing with kids. Right. Do you have kids?
Yeah, I have 3 daughters.
Oh, you got the princesses. Oh, hey y'all. Hey, y'all daddy is special, y'all. That's beautiful. And so you start off, and what did you do with the kids today? Before you got here, let me say, you was with the kids,
right.
And you're just so mellow,
right.
And so it just says a lot about you. Yes, what did you do with the kids today?
Well, we had a fundraiser today. We working. Yeah, we working on a business class.
Okay.
And, what we're trying to do is get them, used to going out and speak to people.
Oh, wow.
Preferably customers, you know what I mean?
Wow.
So that's what we're doing there. Because my thing is, because somebody told me that a long time ago, once you have the kids, what you going to do with them? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so it's like, now that I got them, now I got to introduce them to the world.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. I love that. I always I'm on Instagram and I'm always like looking for something, looking for some interesting things, and people are always, you have your affiliate friends, and you're good friends, or are you familiar with Mr. Robin J. Anderson, Politically Street?
No, I think you had introduced me to him.
I can't wait. So. Okay, yeah, it's gonna go a little bit deeper because you're in the community,
right?
And he has a podcast called Politically Street. And I think right now it's really important to start bridging everybody together, like you and I have been discussing. And this is a beautiful thing. So where are you originally from?
I'm from Houston.
Houston.
Southwest. Yes, ma'am.
The southwest side of Houston, Texas. Okay. And the name of your organization is Substitute Fathers.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Substitute Fathers. How did this even happen?
Well, basically, my best friend, he had got a 15-year sentence, when his son was 6 months old.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I took it upon myself to really like pull him in, because, he was playing with dolls and stuff like that, and it really didn't sit right with me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, nah, I can't have that. You know what
right.
I mean? So I pulled him in. You know what I mean? And so in the midst of me pulling him in, I took him to prison to see his father.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
At 6 months?
No, this was as time went by.
Oh, right. Okay, I mean? Okay.
He was about 5 or 6.
I'm trying to help some people out there. Okay.
Yeah, he was about 5 or 6 years old at this time.
Okay.
You know I mean? Yeah. So I had took him down to see his father, and when I got down there, it was so many other kids, going to see their father. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And it really just tripped me out, because I never been to prison.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I never been, so I never seen a day room with all these men playing with their sons, and they would have an hour or two to try to make up for.
Man,
you know what I mean?
That's deep, yeah.
Exactly. So, the whole time I'm looking at them play, and I'm just looking at him. You know what I mean? The way he looking at his son.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking to him, he not even really
paying attention.
Exactly. It's like he looking at his boy. You know what I mean? He trying to get this visual of his son because, he finna have to go back. He don't know when he gonna see his son again. You know what I mean? So, and that whole thing on that whole ride back home, I was just thinking like, I have to do something. You know what I mean? Like, I have to do something for not just my nephew, but for the other kids as well that don't have fathers. You know what I mean?
Wow. So you took on the responsibility to make sure that your best friend, loyalty, okay, that your best friend would be able to see his son and that he would play some part, some kind of way.
Right.
He would be a part of his life. Right. And you took on the responsibility. So you on your way home, and it just hits you like, this is it. This is what I'm going to do.
This is it. Because it was crazy because, before.
That's deep, man.
Right. Before I had went, I was studying business.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Before I went down there, I was studying, and it was like, what kind of business am I gonna do? Okay, now I'm studying business.
Right.
I'm deep into it at this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I go down there and say, okay, so what business I want to start? Because I've just been studying it. You know what I mean? Been trying to understand what business is. Because now I know what I want to do. I want to do business.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So what do I want to do next? You know what I mean? So when I went down there, I said, this is what I want to put my business skills to. You know
okay.
I mean?
So did you go to college? What school did you go to?
Nah, I went to YouTube University.
YouTube, come on. Hey, listen, alumni's all up in, they all up in here, okay?
I'm telling you.
But, okay, so what high school did you go to?
I went to Sharpstown High School.
Sharpstown High School. What's up, Sharpstown? I'm very familiar. Like, y'all was lit back in the day.
Man.
Look.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. Look, the dub. Okay, so that also, I love the fact that we get a chance to have someone that represents the Southwest side in such an amazing light.
Right, thank you.
And it's you. But But my boy Toby, what's up, Toby?
Oh, yeah.
Toby be holding it down for the dub now. Look.
And Capo, it's a few people. It's a few people.
Yeah.
And see, that's my thing. That's what I want to do. I want to make a coalition. Everybody come together. You know what I mean?
I love that.
And that you mentioned them, like they have more like the Southwest. I mean like the SWAT A-Leaf area.
For sure.
And I'm more mobile, whatever. But at the end of the day, we can still, join force. And I think that's a problem in the city. You know what I mean? You don't see too many people coming together. And I try, can't nobody say that I didn't come to their events.
Right.
Can't nobody say I haven't reached out.
Right.
It's a lot of stuff that I did,
But now you on the radio and you taking it global, baby. I love it.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Like some of the states that you were mentioning earlier that you're reaching out to and that are, waiting for, some other things to happen for 2022. Right. It's like you're already planning ahead for the next year. And also with the kids, what most people don't really understand is if you are not, if you don't have a plan and a goal for yourself, you won't have a plan and a goal for the future. Oh, yeah. And I think that that's very important, especially in these days, is to, number one, make sure that you have a plan. Oh, yeah. So you graduate from Sharpstown. Mm-hmm. What goes on after that? What happens after that?
I had my first child right after I graduated.
Wow. Yeah. So you grew up, boom, there.
Oh, man, it was crazy. It was so weird.
Us girls are so special.
Right, because I remember when I was graduating, I had I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that.
Yeah.
And then when she told me she was pregnant, I was like, oh man, I can't, you know what I mean?
Right.
My mom was like, don't worry about it, I'm gonna help you take care of the baby. But I was like, nah, I wanna do it from
Man up.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Mm-hmm. And I think what you're doing, it's like you have your 3 queens in raising, right? Mm-hmm. But then you're taking on the responsibility of those who possibly can't be there physically for their children. Right. So that's so important. So you have your daughter, and then where did that moment come in where you said, I'm just going to focus on this. I'm not going to get a job. This is the breaking point. Where did that breaking point where this is like literally what you're going to do?
Really, it's been like a roller coaster.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I told you, I tried to stop plenty of times. You know what I mean? I had got a job. I had got a job working for years. Right. And it was like I got terminated. Like, right. Because it's like it wasn't fulfilling. Okay. You know what I mean? Wow. It was money, but at the end of the day, it was right back to where I started. You know right. What I mean? Only taking care of my family. You know
right.
What I mean?
Oh wow.
And to me that's not what my purpose in life is. Because like I said, I grew up in one of the worst neighborhoods in the Southwest, Houston, South Houston. You know what I mean? Right. And I'd never been in prison. Wow. You know what I mean? And to me, that's for a purpose, for a reason. Yes, sir. And I don't play with it. You know what I mean? So,
I love that.
Right. So it's like, because to me, I can still, you know what I mean? Right. If you play, like, cause the God I serve don't play. Like, he's really adamant about what he wants done.
Right. And when you living in your purpose, and you on that road, you can't detour. No. Because he's right there.
Oh yeah. Exactly. That's why I don't play. That's why I'm so locked in. You know what I mean? Because like I can't afford to play. You know what I mean?
I love that.
I can't afford to do anything other than what I'm told to do.
Wow. I love that. So who influenced you to do this?
I really believe it was God. You know what I mean? It's God. Okay. And then another thing too, my little daughter. You know, because it's crazy because I have a 19-year-old and I have a 16-year-old. Yeah. And I have a 5-year-old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see,
man, we talking about gaps. Come on now, let's go.
But see, that's how God worked.
That's it.
You know what I mean? Because my oldest two, they seen me in what I felt was my prime. They seen when I was making moves and doing what we wanted to do, having our way. So they know who they daddy is. They know, hey, my baby, she never seen it. You know what I mean? She never got to experience me in my prime and us really move in the way that I moved my oldest two daughters.
Wow.
So I said
she's seeing something different.
Right. So I said I owe that to her though. You know, I want her to see me in my prime.
That's so impactful because some people are just like consistent and just like doing what they want to do, but you're following the journey to make a difference in the communities across the country. But thank you for starting home. Like, I mean, I think that's where a lot of people kind of go wrong. You know, you got to take care of home first. I think that's really impactful. So, you've been doing. How long has Substitute Fathers been around?
Since 2016.
Wow, 2006. And how many students are you working with?
We have 2 sets of a complex that we're working with. So we're probably about 15 in each, about 30 kids.
30 kids. Yes, oh my goodness. Okay, and so now let's talk about. Because we know what Substitute Fathers stand for.
Right.
You're basically tell me what does Substitute Fathers stand for?
Well, what we do is we stand in the gap. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Whether you need help academically, you know, whatever it is, we see that you need. You know, we spend time with you, analyze you to see where you at, you know what I mean? Or you insecure about some things, or you know, PTSD, like what is it? ADD, you know, what are you lacking in? You know what I mean? Or what do you need to push in? You know what I mean? Yeah, so like some kids just need attention. You know what I mean? Some kids just need a hug. True. Exactly. You know what I mean? So, and that's the things that we do. You know, that's why I say we operate in love.
Keith, somebody been trying to make me cry every time they come on here, but man, you about to make my lashes get wet up in here because you're needed.
Right.
This is serious. Right. This is needed.
But you know, and that's why I used to be very frustrated. You know what I mean? Because I know the need, and even like we were talking about earlier, you know, with the fathers that went into the school. You know
right,
I mean?
yeah.
And how big of a push that got.
Now let's talk about that because some people don't know about this story.
Right.
So there were 21 kids that were they were they kept getting in trouble or arrested or something?
No, they had like a big old brawl or something like that.
Okay, right. And then some of them they were at school. Right. All of this was happening at school, right?
Right.
And then 50 men. I don't
know how many men it
was. I believe it was over 50 men that went into the school, and they made it their mission to be present in the school, to take turns in the school to look over and monitor the kids. Mm-hmm. And they hadn't had any issues since. That authoritative figure, that male figure is important.
Most definitely.
I totally do believe that. Right. Now, who, like, in a day like today, you wake up, you going through that, you see these kids. You told me a story about one of the kids brought you a piece of paper with his name, and he was 10 years old.
Yeah, Mario.
Hey Mario, we talking about you, baby. Let's talk about how important that is.
Right.
Tell us about that story.
Yeah. Cause like I said, you know, I'm the everything. You know what I mean?
You everything.
Right. You know, I just got another person, Vernon. You know, shout out to Vernon.
Hey Vernon.
Yeah. And but back then, you know, when everybody was quitting on me, you know, it was like, you know, out of load, because I didn't start it by myself.
Right.
You know, when I started with about 6 or 7 people.
Right.
And, you know, one person got killed. You know what I mean? It was just, like, you know what I mean? That's why I told you I just turned the phone. You know what I mean? It was just so much stuff going on. You know what I mean? Right. And so when I wanted to give up, like, and I tried to bag out like everybody else. You know what I mean? I got hit with, you know, he had gave me a piece of paper with his information on, his name and number and stuff like that, and he was like, he wanted to be like me. You know, he wanted to be a business owner. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, and it to this day, it really just motivate me. Like, this is why I don't have no fear, kind of, sort of, you know, because I know what I'm fighting for. Wow. You know what I mean? And I don't. And funny thing about my life, you know what I mean, all this walk, is some of the things that go on nobody sees, nobody knows. Right. You know what I mean? It's just me and that individual. You know what I mean? Right. And it's like, you know, am I gonna stand up for you even though nobody else know? Yeah. You know what I mean? Even though, you know, am I gonna do this for you? You know what I mean? Am I gonna make sure you eat? Even if nobody else, you don't. Your mom will probably be asleep or whatever. Nobody else. It's just me and you.
People, and I think that's the thing. People really don't understand what kids really go through. Adults are able to vocalize and verbalize it through social media and on Facebook. We can go get therapy. A kid can't ask for therapy and just get it off the drop of a dime. And so it's important for people like special angels like yourself to come in and make a difference.
But you know what? I'm gonna go even further because once they cannot articulate themselves, they lash out.
Yeah.
And if they don't get the proper attention from lashing out, now they growing up with this stuff.
This is coming from a black man.
Oh yeah.
Let me be clear.
Oh yeah.
That understands, but you've never been to prison.
Never
been to jail, and you from the Dub. And I know the Dub. Oh, yeah. we know that. And you are impacting young people to have the experience of having a father. Did you have your father in your life?
It's so funny, yeah.
You did?
And I love my father. It's crazy because, and it's so funny because like I was telling you about my friend got 15 years.
Yeah.
We grew up together. I had my father at home and he didn't.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Wow.
And it's so crazy because it was so much, survivor's guilt and all this other kind of stuff that I went through.
Yes.
Because, I can remember so many times to where, it could be late at night. We'll be getting ready to go do something. My dad, boy, get in his house. But they gone on and do what they had to go do. But my dad was like, boy, get in the house, boy. And it was like, it's crazy. I went on, finished school. He didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and it's just a lot of other, and this is why I feel like I have to do this, because I was trained. Like I had my father, teaching me, some of the things I did wrong, I did that on my own.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But he told me the right way. You know what I mean?
Huh. Substitute Fathers. Nonprofit.
Right.
Now, what's so heavy for me is that this is another decision that you chose to make and take on as a responsibility. Now, that I had a question on here of like who do you want to be like when you grow up, and I think you just was like your father.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Your dad.
Most definitely.
That's. And I want to say even earlier today, I was looking at something and it was a celebrity. I want to say maybe it was Denzel Washington, and he was talking about how his father was impactful in his life. I believe it was him. I want to say this goes into my next question, the shirt that you're wearing, Brighter Tomorrow Mentorship Academy. Now, let's talk about that, because this is something different from substitute fathers, right?
Right.
Let's talk about that. What is that?
Right. What it is, like I said, I've been doing this for about 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a lot of people that see what I'm doing and they say, well, I want to, they just go out there and try to do it on their own.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not understanding what's really going on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And my thing
when you say that, and I'm sorry, when you say that, what do you mean? People try to go and do?
Like they'll just try to go, be a father figure to somebody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And most of the time they don't even or mentor, say for instance.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna say mentor. And that's what basically I'm coming from.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And if you want to be a mentor, it's certain things that come along with that.
Right.
Because I done seen people, even like I said, the people that quit on me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I done seen these people abuse. I mean, I ain't gonna say abuse, but abandon these children.
Correct.
You know
there you go.
Right. And
that's important.
Right.
Because kids already feel abandoned if they're not getting the necessities of love.
Right.
I saw that you're reading a new book.
Right.
You got a new book.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Because that's the thing. Like I'm so, masculine. I really just want to like kind of loosen up. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, I'm headed to where I'm going now. So
you are.
So I don't need.
It's heavy.
Right. I don't need to keep that on me. You know what I mean? Like, I can really kind of like, get ready for what's next. You know
what's the name of the new book you're reading?
The 5 Love Languages.
Yeah! Keith, give me some, Keith. Look, Keith, listen, Keith. You own it, man.
I appreciate it.
When I tell you that is so important, people don't even understand the 5 love languages, that there's even such of a thing.
Right.
Like the 5 love languages. You guys definitely need to Google it, find out more about it, but it's more than just talking. It's also touching. It's also gifts.
Right.
It's so many other there's 5 different love languages, and for you to go that far to start understanding that it's bigger than just communication. It can go through, like you said, some kids just want a hug. Right. Some kids just want attention.
Right.
They don't, man, you ain't got to touch a man. Just throw him a ball.
Oh,
you
man.
Throw him a football.
Oh, man.
Or introduce them to golf.
Oh,
like, you mean I got to stand here and focus on a ball going in and hold it? It's like, kids are so...
They sponges.
Oh, my God, they're so cute. Y'all so cute. Man, hey, kids.
I'm telling you.
I love the kids,
and
man.
it's so crazy because, like, you can see them picking up on what you do,
yes.
and what you say.
My niece, this is her first shout out. Hey, Nael. My niece is, she's 2 years old. She's about to be 3. We had her for about 48 hours because, we're always working.
Right.
Oh, my God. I don't know who. I can't say that. I don't know who in the hell Peppa Pig is, but Peppa Pig be running through my house.
Oh, yeah.
And then here come Minnie, and then here come Elmo, and then she want TT. She want TT and Uncle Tony.
Oh, yeah.
And you just see her working things. We took her to the Children's Museum, and I just realized how much the lights and everything caught her, but she was looking at what was I doing? And I was like, okay, I can't be like trying to be, Miss Adult. No, I got to be a kid too. So let's go. We're going to do this. Man,
and one thing about
my knees
kids,
hurt.
One thing about them kids, more is caught than more is taught. Like they would catch on faster than what you teach them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like by watching you do something, they can mimic that.
They do.
But they can't, articulate what you said and how you, whatever. But
so parents, when you're on the phone and you cussing and you going live and you going off the chain, you just all over the place.
Oh yeah.
They watch.
Oh, most definitely.
And they when you twerking,
oh man,
your kids is watching. They watching all that.
Most definitely.
I mean, what you eat, they're watching that.
Right.
And
so one thing too, what I'm learning too, because I don't know if like we'll go back to the situation we talked about the boys at the school. My thing is most of the time those problems don't start from the school. They start at home.
They start at home.
You know what I mean? They start in the communities, and that's one of my biggest worries, that we really misdiagnosing a lot of these issues. Because see, one thing about the school, they have the capital to push, because it's PR. Now you had this big old brawl.
Yeah.
At school.
At school, right.
You know what I mean? But then now we're going to have these fathers come here at school.
Right.
With the HID police and probably federal police officers too. You
right.
know what I mean?
Right.
Because this is not no, you know what I mean?
Right. This ain't no fight in the backyard.
Right.
This is a whole, like a riot type situation.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
But my biggest thing is, the community.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I just hope that we not misdiagnosing things because of what we see.
A lot of times we are. But I'll tell you, I was a high at-risk child as well. Could you believe that?
No,
boy, look, Google, listen, it's real. Oh yeah. I had so many, I had people like you. I really did. Like my father was present, but wasn't really as proactive in the household there, right? But I was raised by my grandparents, and my mom was also very active, but it wasn't in the household. I didn't have my mama and my daddy in the household. I had my grandparents. It's it's the same, but it's not. It's really not, right? Really not. But I acted out. My very first fight was with a boy. I know. Real talk. And I was like in the second grade, come to find out he was my cousin. Davion Dillard, what's up, cuz? But then I realized I'll never. And the reason I bring that up is because that was the first time in the second grade. That was the first time I saw my mom and my daddy come to the school. That was the first time, and I was like, "Oh wow, wait a minute, this is real. Like this is serious." And from that point on, I found myself always getting into fights. Oh, I was like crazy. I mean, like not crazy, but and people that weren't in my household would say, "Girl, come here." They would talk to me. My 5th grade teacher, Miss Sloan. Hey, Miss Sloan. Because these are people that made a major impact in my life. Beverly Bedford was my music teacher, and she was the one that switched me. I got in a fight in her class, actually, in music class. That's right. But she was my musical mentor that brought me in. It was like, this is what you're going to, like, this is what you need to do. You have a gift.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So you are so important to the future.
Right.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
A million thank yous.
Thank you for helping.
Because, I mean...
Right, and see that.
Oh my God, man!
That's my.
Wow.
That's my.
It's serious, man.
That's what I had to understand.
Wow.
I had to be patient to understand that. Hey, and that's that the world had to catch up to what's going on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And this is what God been telling me. Like the world had to catch up. Just keep.
You catching them up, man.
Right. Just keep on doing. Just keep on doing what you're doing. They gonna catch up.
That's it.
You know
That's what Brighter Tomorrow Mentorship Academy. Let's go a little bit deeper about that because you're bringing men in.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and see, my thing is I want to train 5,000 men.
Okay.
You know, to spread out amongst America. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, even with the broad situation, if we would have been proactive,
ahead of the time.
It's ahead of the time.
Yep.
You know
Come
what I
on.
mean? In these communities.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We could have been stopped this situation. You know
right.
what I mean? So, like I say, I believe it's a lot of things that come behind that too. Even with policing. You know what I mean? If you don't have these acts of crimes, then guess what? You don't need that many police.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
It starts at home.
Exactly. So like I say, my thing is I wanna go through with this and see what it look like. You know what I mean?
I love it.
See what it look like. See if we can have these men. And that's why I reach out, even with the 50 men that's at the school or whatever.
Right.
If y'all at the school, let me go to the community then. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Who's at the community? You know what I mean? So, because I understand everybody's needed. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to say like Superman and nothing like that.
Right.
I just want to do my part.
You are Superman. You're like, and when I say that because you're a superhero to these kids. Right. You are the lights of their day sometimes.
I give the credit to God though.
There you go. You better deliver if you're gonna deliver.
I don't you know what I mean?
Wow.
Like I give glory to God because, if it wouldn't be for him, I wouldn't even be in the right mind. Cause I told Keith gave up.
Keith gave
Keith said, nah, you know what I mean?
When it comes to the kids, sometimes we be ready to throw in the towel, yo. We're like, look, I'm done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but God pushed me through.
30 kids. Mm-hmm. Study going. I love it. Okay, and so when I first got a chance to talk to you, you told me something that was very impactful. And since I've talked to you, you just, you heavy, but in such a great way. It's like, what can we do? What are we going to do to make this priority? Because what you're doing is priority.
Right.
So you told me something. You said, I went to the Million Man March. I was like, what? The Million Man March.
Right.
Wow, let's talk about that, man, because that's like, ooh.
Well, it wasn't the one. It was a George Floyd thing. It wasn't the Million.
Okay.
Right. It wasn't the Million Man March. It was a George Floyd thing. But like I say, to me personally, it takes more than that. Like it takes strategy. It takes implementation
to get stuff like that together.
Exactly, to do these types of things.
For sure, for sure. I think that what you're doing with the 5,000 men,
right,
getting them together, like where would someone need to go to be a part of that?
You can go to Substitute Fathers right now on my Instagram page because that's right now. I'm finna get I'm finna get the website and stuff like that built. But
is there an email or something?
Yeah. You KHENERY @gmail.com.
What styles of music do you like? What styles of music?
I like gospel.
You like gospel, Kirk Franklin?
No, you like Adams.
You don't like Kirk. Not like that, Kirk, but you know.
I mean,
but Yolanda go hard.
Yeah, cause see me, I like that. You know, that soul. Yeah. See, Kirk Franklin, he got that joyful. Don't get me wrong. That smile. Yeah. You know, he got a lot of good hits.
He said that smile. Look, that's my jam too.
He got a lot of good hits. But I like that soulful stuff. I like that stuff that hits you.
And Yolanda don't play.
She don't miss.
She don't miss. Yeah, and I want to let you, since you brought up my girl Yolanda, I am the lady that helped you at the water tree in your trunk when it was raining outside. No, I did. Because she had a mask on and, you know, I was like, that's Yolanda Adams.
Wow.
And didn't nobody really know because it was raining. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Yolanda she was trying to push that basket. She had that water.
Wow.
I was like, I'm going to roll up on Yolanda Adams.
And
I did. Oh, yeah. And she was getting the water in the car. I walked up to her and I said, you know I know who you is, right? And I said, I'm going to help you, and I ain't going to say nothing. And I helped Yolanda Adams put alkaline water in her trunk.
Oh, I wish that was...
Stamp that.
I surely would have got some type of something.
It was raining. Yeah. And you know how we are.
About y'all. Yeah.
See, Keith know what's going on.
I got 7 sisters.
You got 7? Oh, wow. 7 sisters, 3 daughters.
Right.
10 women that's in your life. Look, they running that. Yeah. I love it. And what's so beautiful about that is you as this inspiring man, like it's very hard for a man to be vulnerable these days and just tell the truth, right? And when you as a man can start off and say, when I woke up, this is what I experienced, but I made it through. And I mean, it's heavy because you want honest people around your kids. Right. You want responsible people around your kids. Right. That's really important.
Right. I call it transparency. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't like to hold nothing. You know what I mean? That I feel the people should know.
You got my eyes watering up.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, I feel like I'm not gonna give you everything, but the things that you know that you need to know, because I don't. They say when you assume, you make an ass out yourself.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I don't like people assuming too much about me. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I don't want you to look crazy. You know what I mean?
What you say?
Right.
I love that.
Right, because see,
I love that.
People assume a lot. Like they don't assume that I can do what I'm doing. You know what I mean? They don't think, you know, because they don't even know. Like when I sound a marketing person, I'm this. They don't know what that consists of.
Stuff, right?
You know what I mean? So
right.
they assume, they think they, you know, because they can't fathom how can this one person do. Boy, you finna this.
Right.
It's like, you know, just with God. You know
Period.
What I mean? Period. And that's why I be so transparent, because I'm telling you how I'm doing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm not only telling you, I'm showing you. Like, you can see this. Like, this is a tangible. This is something you can touch and feel. You know what I mean?
Wow.
This is real. You should not know. You know what I mean? Nah, that's just what it. And see, what people fail to realize is that, like I said, as long as God keep opening them doors, I'm walking through them.
Right.
You know, this is not Keith. Like I say, Keith, stop.
Right.
This is why I'm reading different books. This is why I'm doing different things, because this is what it was, what the word was that I'm looking for, reincarnation.
Huh.
You know what I mean? This is me reincarnated, like how Gucci Mane left and came back.
Right.
That's what I'm doing. And I thank God I never been in prison, so I've learned how to do this in people's
without
face. Exactly. You know what I mean?
That's deep.
Yeah, I never been in prison, and I've been through it in the real world. Like, you know, I went through my struggles, and everybody's seen it.
Huh.
You know what I mean? So, but I've also learned how to pick myself up and move. You know?
And I think, you know, I believe that what you're saying is so important for the youth to hear, because times are going to get hard.
Oh, yeah.
Situations are going to come to you. Bills aren't going to stop. But you're positioning them to be mentally, emotionally, even spiritually strong to take on this journey called life.
Right.
That's heavy, and I love that. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Y'all better be reaching out. We're gonna get all of his information, because this is so necessary. 5,000 men. We are looking for it. We're gonna make it happen. 2022 is going down, y'all. My voice is shaking because I'm just so excited about what you're doing. Thank you for never giving up. You know, I appreciate that, because thank you for the kids. Thank you on behalf of the kids that you have touched. That you haven't got a chance to reach yet, and the kids that you're going to reach. Thank you ahead of time.
Oh yeah, amen.
Now, How important is family to you?
Well, family is very important.
Okay.
You know what I mean? However, I had to learn how to prioritize it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? With my children first, and so on and so forth.
Right.
Because it can also be too much for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So as me being a man and me understanding that I have to take the leadership role, like I was explaining about my business and people waiting on me, like even my family, I know they waiting on me. You know what I mean? I know they see, hey, my son or my nephew, my brother, whatever, like they know, what I mean, my pedigree, because we related. Because, if you don't think I'm nothing, then guess what you saying about yourself?
Facts.
You know what I mean? So they know what's going on. You know what I mean? And that's why I had to learn. I had to learn I control this board. You know what I mean? I control it. You know what I mean? It go at my pace. If I wanted to go fast, I know I make a call and say, hey, boo, 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 boo.
Right.
You know what I mean? But if I don't, I know how not to answer. I know how to do certain things to either make it go or stop. Same thing with business. You know what I mean?
Right.
But with family, it's very important. You know what I mean? I love my family. I just feel as though it's gonna be a new day. You know what I mean? Even like with the communities.
Yes.
I believe that with my leadership, I can't speak for everybody else. But whatever underneath me, it's gonna be a new day and a new way.
And you're starting off with right now. You have 2 complexes,
yes, ma'am.
And a lot of times in these complexes, you have children who don't have fathers in the household, obviously, and sometimes you even have mothers nor fathers in the households of these complexes, and they're staying with. So you're stepping in and you're bringing other gentlemen with you. Talk about the after school program that you guys do.
Oh man, my guy Vernon, man, he.
Hey V.
Oh Vernon, man, man, it don't really get no better than that kind of sort of. I haven't. Well, I worked with a few good men. You know what I mean, but this guy here, he is something different about him. I think his loyalty, you know what I mean, is what make him different. Because, this is why I'm doing a mentorship academy, because, like I said, a lot of people will get involved and want to just go run and do it. But no, let me train you, let me teach you. Like, cause I never really teach everybody everything I know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So when you come to the academy, you get real close.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and that's why I'm at with it, because, with Vernon, he just loyal, but that's rare.
That's very rare.
And my thing is, I don't mind if you're gonna work with me or not, but at least let me teach you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's keep in communication in case you need somebody to have your back in a certain situation.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's come together instead of always, finding ways to work apart.
You know what I mean? So the after school program, what does Vernon actually do?
We teach life skills.
Okay.
We teach about integrity.
Okay.
We teach about respect for yourselves as well as others, because one thing that we don't know what these things are. Like when you growing up, nobody stops and tell you, hey, this is what integrity look like.
Wow.
Or this what morals and character is.
Right.
You know what I mean? You go through that through adversity. You have to learn.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I didn't know that.
Sometimes learn the hard way.
Exactly. But my thing is, if you can teach them before they have to go through it the hard way, what that look like. You know what I mean? Because like my thing is this too. I'm big on the Bible.
Right.
And it says the people should perish from lack of knowledge.
Right.
But what if you teach them knowledge? What that look like?
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
right.
Because the Bible speaking parables. You know what I mean? So if it's not saying that you can't teach them knowledge.
Right.
It's saying the people will suffer from the lack
of knowledge.
Exactly.
Right.
So if they have the lack,
right.
They're gonna suffer. But if you give them the knowledge, then what?
Right. That's it.
Exactly. So that's we.
Especially the kids, y'all.
Oh, yeah. And that's why we start with the kids, because we believe that this is the seeds that's planted.
It's so true.
Because these are gonna be the future doctors, lawyers, or
so true.
Whatever.
So true.
So once we get them, then we go to the older people.
So here's the thing. I used to make this joke a couple of years ago. I used to be like, the way I see this younger generation going, I'm like, damn, I'm gonna make sure I really take care of myself. Right. I work out every day. Let me take my vitamins, because some of y'all, I'm a little scared.
Oh, yeah.
But I've seen so much growth.
Right.
With the new generation. I see these doctors, I see these lawyers, and I see these kids. Like we had a young lady that came in a little while back. Her name is Ebony Renee.
Okay.
Super heavy. Oh my gosh, she's like 22, 23 or something.
Wow.
And she has her own business, fresh out of high school. She started her own business and just been going for it since then, just like hard. I love that. Now, this next thing we're going to do, because you're always working with kids now, what is some of the advice that you would give to the young man that's sitting at home, that's watching you take on the responsibility? What advice would you give them when they want to give up?
Keep yourself full. You know what I mean? Whatever it is you have to do to stay full, whether it be spiritually, mentally, emotionally, you have to keep yourself full because you can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
You know what I mean? And most of the time, that's why people want to give up, because it's something within them that's not able to produce. You know what I mean?
Right.
But once you keep yourself full and you understand who you are, understand what you have to do, then everything else works itself out.
I love that. Y'all heard that, babies? All right. Now, I like to play a little game before I just have a little fun, let our hair down and stuff. Well, not your hair, but, let our hair down. So, on this game, I like to throw out a couple of names, and you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, Mr. Keith. And the first name that I have is Dave Chappelle. What's the first one? What's the first thing that come to your mind? Legend, icon, funny as hell.
Solid.
He said solid. I love Dave Chappelle.
Oh man.
I really wish that they would bring like the show back, but he's still getting them checks though.
And it's crazy because, man, I think people really sleeping on the real Dave Chappelle.
The real Dave Chappelle, man. He's so hilarious. I think tonight, honey, we're gonna sit up and watch Dave Chappelle, Eddie Murphy, and maybe like an old school Martin Lawrence. Yeah. Some real stand up.
What I mean by sleeping on him, because you have to understand what the man spoke on.
Yeah, he's deep.
I mean? Yeah, and see, and that's the thing with the world, man. It's so many masks. You know what I mean?
So many masks.
It's so many masks. Like to me, like when you spoke on Dave Chappelle, you said he was funny. You know what I mean?
Hilarious.
And to me, like I said, that's the mask, because to me, I feel like it's something deeper.
Oh, it is.
Yeah,
it is. Yeah. But he said in such a funny way that you have no choice. You be like, well, that's a real funny,
Right. But see, me, I'm different. I'm not trying to throw myself. You know what I mean? But I just like it straight.
I like it straight. Yeah.
I don't want to hit. You know what I mean? Because to me, it's like, it's watered down. You know what I mean? Like, right. But
you like a little comedy.
Yeah,
okay. Who's your favorite comedian?
Martin Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Martin. Yeah,
no, Martin's crazy.
Martin real funny.
Martin is hilarious. I think this next one is gonna. I think we're gonna go somewhere with this one. Okay. Mike Tyson. Oh, man. Mr. Mike.
Oh.
Heavy on the jab and across.
Yeah, I think he's a legend. I think
he's a legend.
I think he. Thanks. I think people, what they fail to realize is that, how many times he failed and got back up too.
Yeah.
He been to prison and everything at the height of his career.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So true.
Exactly. And what he lost on the way to what he had to. I think, and that's one thing I don't think people really get that real stuff. Like you might see Mike Tyson now, he doing smoking weed, whatever, but you gotta. That's why I'm big on, because I grew up. That's what I do. Like even Jay-Z, what's my man Jay Prince?
Yeah.
You might see, they got this. I look at how they got it. What they been through.
The journey.
Exactly.
That's so true.
I don't even, I look, I see that Bentley, but how did you get it? Like, what did you get?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm big on.
That's so true. I love that.
Yeah, and like I said, I read Jay Prince's book, The Respect Book, about how him and his sister, how his sister, he had lost his sister and stuff like that. And that,
Jay deep too.
Man, I love Jay. You know what I mean? And it's why I say, like, that's what I want to do. I want to, pick these people's brains. You know what I mean? I want, because I feel like I could open up a different, because I can talk about things, because I see things different.
Right.
You know what I mean? That they probably want to hear. You know
and
that
the kids need to hear.
Right.
Like you're able to relate all of this knowledge, this experience, and this non-experience metaphor for these kids. Like you've never been to jail.
Right.
Like you're telling these kids, I've never been to jail.
Right.
And they can see themselves like metaphorically, I'm never going to jail. I could never go to jail.
Come on.
You know, it's possible. Right?
Right.
Like just because you get caught up in a certain situation, like you said earlier, it's not what's happening, it's how you handle it. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this guy. Yes. Okay. So Denzel Washington.
Hey man, you know, it's like I be having dreams that like these are my friends. And,
Denzel, your partner?
Yeah,
Look, Denzel on training day. That's my boo. That's my boo. Because he was just crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right. But I mean, but see, to me, it's see again. See that's a man.
That's the man, right?
But I love who he is. You know the way he take his family.
Ooh.
You know his wife.
Oh my God.
You know his children.
Oh
you know
my
what I mean.
God.
That's like I say. I see this. I like that, but
Man.
I like that. You
Denzel
know what I mean?
said he told his kids, you have to go to college, and you can do whatever else you want to do. Like you can do whatever you want to do, but you got to go to college. You got to go to school. Period.
Yeah.
I mean. Mama, him and his wife been together their entire career and beyond.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a beautiful
in Hollywood though.
And in Hollywood, come on. Look, we both said, come on, Jinx. I'm gonna pinch you later.
Yeah. But see that's why I'm like that. That's my thing. That's why I'm so transparent because you know I want people to hear my story too. You know what I mean? Don't just judge me off what you see, whether it be good or bad. You know, understand what I've been through. Understand.
People be like, oh, he didn't raise up in a 2-parent household. Nope. Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Yes, I did.
And now you're setting that you're taking on the responsibility to be there for other young kids.
And see, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say I'm assisting. You know what I mean?
We accept that. We accept whatever you give us right now because you're helping a generation.
Right. My thing is, I have a lot of respect for these people for allowing me to come to assist them.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Because
the parents.
Right. Because
shout out to the parents too.
Because some parents have so much pride. You know what I mean? That they feel like, I don't need help with my baby. Even though you know you really do. You know what I mean? So, you know, like I said, I don't like to say, you know what I mean? I don't try to get, like I said, I give the glory to God and I say I'm assisting. You know, I'm doing my part. You know what I mean?
Thank you for that.
Because, I have a heart, like I say, and I know, you know, I'm a father, and hey, I'm a very prideful father. You know what I mean?
Yes, you are. You post your daughters all the time. I be like, oh, she's so cute. He's spoiling her. She getting McDonald's. Wait a minute, I want something. Okay. Yeah. You see, I be stalking you.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so this last one I think is really, really important because it definitely set a tone for a lot of the youth, and for what you're doing. Thank you again. You're much needed. Continue to do it. So let's go ahead and set the tone for the kids. You got to give us something good one. Some good. Okay. Barack Obama.
Oh man. You know, Mr. Anything's Possible. You know what I mean? Mr. Anything's Possible.
I love that.
You know, it's like, you know, when he did that, you know, man, I don't think people to this day really understand. Like, and that's the thing. Like, that's one thing. Because I'm a deep thinker. Like, I'm never on thinking on the surface. You know what I mean? And it's always something underneath the surface. And with that, man, it's he really showed a lot of people that anything's possible.
Anything is possible. Mr. Anything is Possible.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Stamp that, y'all.
Yeah.
I've had such an amazing time. Let's now tell the people where can they find you, follow you. Please. Let the people know.
You can go to Google. You can Google Keith Henry with Substitute Fathers, and you can get all our clippings and what we do and stuff like that, and really get a better understanding of what's going on.
Yep.
You can go on Instagram at Mr. Inner City or Substitute Fathers, and you can catch us on there as well. Mr.
Inner City. I'm here for it. And Substitute Fathers as well.
Right. Yeah, because that's one thing I want to put on my back. I want to put the inner city on my back. Like, you know, it's like, because to me, like, if you go to the inner city anywhere right now, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Majority of the cases.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to me, it's like, nobody's never really said, hey, I want to fix this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody can pass by and see what's going on, but nobody never took the first step to really say, hey, I want to. And some people do, but I don't think they really have the best.
It's still so much going on. You still see so much going on, but for what you're doing and what you're taking on, thank you.
Thank you.
No, thank you. We ain't gonna go back and forth. We ain't gonna go back and forth. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming here, Mr. Keith Henry. Shout out to all of the amazing children and the parents of substitute fathers. Shout out to all of the fellas that are definitely going to be joining the movement of Brighter Tomorrow Mentorship Academy, y'all. Be on the lookout. There's a lot of other amazing things that's going to be going on. But until then, we are Iconix Radio. It's your girl, Mikhail Rose, with Mr. Keith Henry. Guys, we are Izzy out. Be on the lookout. There's a lot of other amazing things that's going to be going on. But until then, we are Iconix Radio. It's your girl, Mikhail Rose, with Mr. Keith Henry. Guys, we are Izzy out.